Hi, welcome to the channel again. Today we're going to discuss the upcoming Premiership games in the Premier League, and we're going to discuss who we think is going to score, who we think is going to win, which team's going to win, and who's obviously the ones who are going to lose as well. Before you do that, please remember to subscribe to this channel and like this video. Anyway, the first game we're going to discuss is Brighton v Man United. Now, Brighton had a storm of a game of their first game, won it 3-0. And Man United sort of scuffled their way into a 1-0 win at home back on Saturday. Personally, I think Brighton probably do beat Man United at home. I think with their players such as Mittermeier, I think they're going to unravel Man United. And I personally think because of their forward thinking, their diverse form of play, they could probably come up with a 2-1 win against Man United. Mitoma probably is going to be on the score sheet again. Xerxes could score again as well for Man United, but I think Brighton, from what I've seen at home, they're going to be too strong for Man United. Now, the next game we're going to talk about is Tottenham v Everton. Now, Tottenham had a draw against Leicester on Monday. Vardy got a goal against them. They still don't look very complete. They still, even with Solanke, who didn't score on Monday, they still don't look a very strong attacking-minded team. They still have weaknesses in defence as well. I really reckon that this could be a very tight game. I think Everton as well, they at the weekend didn't look particularly strong in attack. I think they can cancel each other out. Probably a 0-0 draw. Next game we'll talk about is Crystal Palace v West Ham. Now, Crystal Palace, although they played very well, lost at the weekend. They lost, and West Ham as well. They also played fairly well as well. I think with this game, it could be honours even with Crystal Palace are at home. I think you're probably looking at 1-1 draw. I think probably Bowen could maybe score for West Ham, and SA score for, or Mutita score for Palace. I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw with regards to this one. I think it will be a very entertaining match because both teams have the style of attacking play at the moment. So it's West Ham are much more attacking minded this season rather than last season. So I feel it will be a very attacking game from both sides. Now let's move on to Southampton v Nottingham Forest. Now, Southampton Nottingham Forest, this again could be a very close game. I think Southampton will just take it 1-0. They played okay last time out, and Forest played okay, but I think Southampton will just have the upper edge. I think someone like Armstrong for Southampton will probably get the winning goal. Forest, they played okay at home, got a draw, but I mean, I don't think they got enough to beat Southampton at home. Next game we're going to talk about is Fulham v Leicester. Now, Fulham v Leicester, that's going to be very entertaining to see Emile Smith Rowe against Vardy and see what the outcome is there. Leicester could have an upset there. They could beat Fulham, I think, at home. Maybe 2-0. I think with their team, I think they'll probably unravel if Fulham. Fulham won't be able to be strong enough to handle the Leicester team. And now on to Manchester City v Ipswich. As much as I like Ipswich and being one of the new clubs in the Premiership, I think City are just going to be too strong for them all over. I think you're looking at probably a 3-0 or 3-1 win for City. I think Haaland maybe scoring a couple of goals, or maybe Kevin De Bruyne scoring a goal or two. It's just Mike from one of the strikers like Al Hamadi might get a goal. He looked very positive when he came on for 15-20 minutes. Let's see. But I think Man City are just going to take this one 3-1. Then, game of games, Aston Villa v Arsenal. Now, Arsenal have not had a good record with Aston Villa the last 2-3 seasons. Aston Villa under Unai Emery has just beaten them on many occasions now. But I think on this occasion, when they go to Villa Park, Arsenal are going to win maybe 1-0 or 2-0. I think they're going to be out for revenge, and I could see Havertz scoring again. I also see Martinelli scoring. There's a lot of pressure on him to start scoring now. I think they'll probably cancel out Aston Villa. I think defensively, I think the defence will be much better against them this time around. They'll be looking for revenge, so I fancy an Arsenal win with this one. Next game is Bournemouth v Newcastle. Bournemouth are a good playing side, you can't deny that, and so are Newcastle. Newcastle are always a threat up front with Isaac in attack. and they got Pope back at goal, so he could be still very good. He was very good at saving certain saves last week. So however, I feel maybe because they're going to cancel each other out, and I think this could be maybe a 1-1 draw or 0-0 draw with Newcastle v Bournemouth. On to Wolves v Chelsea. Well, what can we say about this? Wolves depleted, lost Tillman, obviously Neto to Chelsea, and Chelsea just in total disarray, buying all the players they want, and getting rid of loads of players as well. It sounds like Conor McGregor's going to go to Atletico Madrid after all. Lukaku they want to send off to Napoli, but they just keep on buying players, and we're buying Felix as well. But I don't think it's going to be in time for this match against Wolves. I think Chelsea v Wolves, I think Wolves maybe could win 1-0 here. So I think Chelsea are a mess. And even with all their very talented players, there's no conducive nature within their game. They're just all over the shop where they're playing. So I don't really think Chelsea are strong enough to beat Wolves at home. I think Wolves could actually beat them 1-0. And finally, Liverpool v Brentford. Now, we saw last week Ivan Toney wasn't put even in the squad. I can only imagine that's because he's being sold. But who's he going to be sold to? Who knows? Maybe Saudi Arabia, maybe another English club, we shall see. I put my bets on Saudi Arabia. However, Liverpool played very well in the second half against Ipswich, and obviously Jota and Salah coming through. I think Liverpool are going to win this probably about 3-1 at home under the new manager. I could see Salah and Jota scoring again. If they put Darwin Núñez in them, that might be an issue because he's not a good finisher, totally overrated. But when you've got Jota and Salah up front, they're likely to score quite a few goals. So I think against Brentford it's going to be a 3-1 win. Anyway, that's my predictions for this week's upcoming Premiership games. If you agree with me or you disagree with me, put some comments in the comment section below. I'll be glad to hear from you, discuss it further in there. As I said, please remember to subscribe to this channel and like this video. Very important to my channel. Thank you. Goodbye.